You know, there's a guy out there wrestling right now that I think owes you a big thank you, maybe even a royalty check, and that's MJF. You know, you see how he's out
Oh,
there,
I hear. You know what?
dude. He's you. He's embodying you every time out there,
He's a huge Buff fan.
as he should be.
He's a huge Buff fan. I met him, and I go, "Can I get a picture with you?" And he goes, "Can I get a picture with you?" And I said, "Sure, bro. Hell yeah, you can, man. You know." FTR was the same way. They were like, "Dude, can we get a picture with you, bro? You're Buff Bagwell, man." And I was like, "Hell yeah, you can, dude." So I found myself in a really weird spot this last WrestleCon where
Yeah, yeah.
I had to find myself as, you know, very humble and in a spot of being the legend instead of being the star.
Right.
And that's okay. I didn't care. I just didn't know quite how to play both. And so I went to Jerry Lawler and I asked him, I said, "How do you do this? I mean, tell me. I mean, what do you do? You know?" And he goes, "Just be yourself. Just be yourself, bro."
Well, that's one thing I can tell you. When I envision the past, the present, the future of Buff Bagwell, you know, and you call rebuilding Buff, I say back to Buff. You know, it's time to go back to Buff. You know, we need Buff.
Back to Buff.
We've come to a society, we come to wrestling that's PG, it's bland. We need Buff in our lives. You know, we need to
Yes.
embody Buff. We need to embrace going to the gym, looking good, feeling good, and
Back to Buff.
my trainer Jared and I,
Love
when
it.
we were training one afternoon and we were talking about it and we're playing Buff Daddy in the background, it was like, we gotta get back to Buff. That's it. That's it. Back to Buff.
That's it. No, I love it. I love it.
So when
It's great.
I'm visioning and I watch wrestling today, and I gotta tell you, like, I'm bored out of my mind and I can't watch most of it. It's just I think it's completely unwatchable, unfortunately, and it's all across the
I know
board.
it's sad. It's sad.
It's
Dude.
very sad what they've taken our beautiful sport, our entertainment, and they almost like they're trying to flush it down a toilet. And I, you know, when I see people, they get third chances, 5 chances, 10 chances, and I'm watching Bobby Lashley come out for the Rumble, and MVP is there with him, you know, and I'm saying to myself, why can't Buff be the manager here? Why can't he be the mouthpiece? Why is he not commentating on this match? Please bring back Buff.
That's
So,
me and
right?
Conrad Thompson have got
Yes,
an interview.
the Godfather of the wrestling podcast. Yes.
We got an interview next week about everything we're talking about. And even he is on my side of, look, no matter what he did, I don't care if it's true, not true. How can you not give a Buff Bagwell a second chance? How can you not do that?
Not in a fifth. We're just saying a second.
How's that possible, bro? How's it possible? But they've done it, bro. They've done it where I never got a second chance. Never. And I even came at them with things that were great offers. Yep. Like, don't pay me a dime. I said, don't pay me a dime. Just if you let me come work for you for a couple of weeks, pay for my airfare and rent a car and things like that. But don't pay me a dime for wrestling, and whatever you want, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 1 week, whatever it is you want to see me as, then make your decision of, look, we want him or we don't. I said, you got no money invested. I said, and it's just a no-brainer, you know? So I give him that idea and that didn't bite. So now I've got Conrad, even Conrad, as bad as Conrad didn't like me at first. And me and Conrad had words, but now we're all cool and we got a great relationship. You know, just simply, look, man, come on. I mean, really? I mean, you're not going to give Buff Bagwell a second chance? I mean, one of the top guys in NWO, one of the top bodies in the history of pro wrestling.
I mean, you were wrestling in that era. You absolutely were. And the hottest time in wrestling, and Buff was the stuff. Like, there was no doubt. You were the most charismatic. You had the whole package. and it hasn't gone away. It's still there. And for any of the cons that are watching, Tony Khan, Nick Khan, Vince, anybody watching right now, this is a person that's coming, and you've been very open and spoken about it, saying clearly, I'm here, I'm in shape, I just want the chance, I want to contribute, I'm here, give me the chance, let's do it. And you know what,
if you don't like it, let me go. That's all good. I dig it. But for them not to even give me another chance, and it just really, it does kind of blow my mind. But at the same time, you can't, the more you cry about it and all that, the more they're just not going to listen. But at the same time, it does hurt my feelings a little bit that, you're not going to give me a second chance at showing, what kind of star I was, because I was a big star. I was, and I really got over as Buff Bagwell. And to not 100%. Give me that chance again, it just is a little bit silly.
So I start up, I run AEW, and I come to you and I'm like, Buff, listen, I'm hearing you, man. This is not 20 years ago. This is today. You're sincere. You're great with the fans. You're great with everyone. You're obviously a great talker. You have the great look. Let's talk about it. I'm going to give you the opportunity now. Where do you want to begin? What do you envision yourself? If you're going to step right now into an arena, what role would you like? I'll give you your dream role right now. Tell me about it.
I would do something to where you got to realize AEW, for example, is very, 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 very WCW like. So I think anywhere in there would work, whether it would be, I'd come out against Arn's kid, and he puts me over, I put him over, whatever, just whatever they had planned for that kind of angle. Me and Sting in a tag team match, against two other people. I mean, you're talking about the only two guys that did the full 11 years at WCW. Sting and myself, only two. Everybody else.
Everybody talks about Sting, but they forget it was you too, right?
It was only two, brother. It was me and him.
Thank you for enjoying today's episode of the Chosen Life podcast. Go ahead and hit the subscription button below and the notification bell to catch all of our great shows. And remember to contact the Chosen Lawyers when you are ready for your next real estate and commercial transaction. Go to kormans.ca.